And I guess we're back. Ready for the final match here. Wait, let me real quickly bring up the standings for these guys. All right, I think I'm ready. All right, here we go. All right, these are the standings for Master. I believe I picked the correct league here. Once again, we're at the bottom.
Yeah, so a little surprising to me. I've seen Max play quite a bit and a very strong player who I was kind of expecting to be in contention for maybe like top 3 or so, but unfortunately not having the best luck so far. Um Hoffnung, quite a newer player. I'm not quite familiar with how they play. But yeah, going straight into Masters for your first league has got to be a rough go
Yeah,
of it, and it looks like that's how it's going so far.
yeah, yeah. You know, you know what they say about getting older. Anyhow, yeah, that's I assume I mean, if Ruby is hard, Masters is really hard. So anyhow, we'll see how they do. We'll get back and see the draft here real quick. Let me actually not forget to bring it up. And here we go. I believe this is the draft. Whoops. I should have updated with the correct things. Oh wait, here I know what to do. 1 second here.
So Max Snax is
Yes.
again doing the power play of declining to ban or restrict.
Yes. All right, here we go. And then one more thing to get this perfect. There we go. Perfect. Yep. So yeah, no bans, no restricts. And they also do the thing where they delay. So delaying is basically makes the venue last in the player's picks, and he delayed the venue that's already last.
Yeah, so I guess as the viewers can see, Masters Division is a little bit different in that there
Yes.
is an additional single, and yeah, the delay and the multiply factor in as well. So you can even sometimes have situations where you're going to have like a triple venue, but didn't quite happen here.
Yep.
Um, let's see here. We got the double, or
Yeah.
no, we got the veranda multiplied and the terrace.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, like pretty standard bans from Hoffnung.
Yeah.
I can
Whoops.
kind of see why if you don't like these occlusion venues, go ahead and ban
Yeah.
aquarium.
Ignore that. Yes. Yep. Yep. So yeah. So apparently, someone does not like sharks, or they seem to not like occlusion in general.
Yeah,
Hoffnung.
yeah, and I think that's kind of a normal thing, at least. I
Yep.
mean, I want to say for newer players, but some players it's just kind of a stylistic thing. Like if you're the sniper, you want to be able to see as much as possible, and
Yep.
the picks of like Modern and Terrace certainly fit into that. But yeah, Max going a little bit more with the occlusion on a Tayen, and yeah, pretty interesting choices in high rise and veranda. So kind of interested to see how this plays out. Um, but yeah, with that, let's go ahead and get into the matches.
All right. Yep. I should be ready to go, but I am not. So give me a second here. Let's make sure. Okay. Yes. We are indeed starting off on high rise. All right. Now I am ready to go.
All right, so Max is going to be starting things off, spying as general in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And looks like Max opted for the no transfer, no fingerprints. I think probably the most popular setup. So yeah, what do you think about this setup, Scout?
This is personally my more favorite setup. Having all the sort of instant hardtails available, um, without transfer. I've been enjoying transfer a little bit more recently, just because no one expects it. It seems like transfer is very much not the meta here.
Oh, we go for a reverse try-by, but it doesn't take. I think we were in position to get credit for that, but I think we maybe just initiated it just a little bit too late.
Definitely
And he'll
doesn't seem to be any suspicion for it though. So sadly, Ambassador went the other way around. Otherwise, we could have just had a second go at it.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate because, like, you know, on a map like, or on a venue like Terrace, you don't really get that many bugging opportunities. At least discrete ones like that. So, losing that opportunity definitely kind of hurts a bit. But nonetheless, we kind of carry forward, get this far progress, and yeah, like you know, with this setup, you have kind of your standard seduce and contact, and then you have 3 missions that you can kind of just do like instantaneously if you ever need to. So I think that's kind of like why a lot of people like that setup is that, you know, they can just, oh, we go in for a bug at the bookcase. I think Hoffnung might have caught the tail end of that.
Yeah, we're definitely taking some suspicion for it. I think Max will be able to tell from the laser movement that we are more suspicious, which then leads to the question of, do we want to try and change how we're going to finish based on that? Do we want to try and avoid contact, which almost certainly will get us shot? Um, Joining him next to Amber to make sure we have bug credit. Or do we just want to, try and go for the soft tell and delay the contact and hope the sniper's sort of forgotten about it?
Banana bread.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So we go in, just take what looks like a pretty decent contact, and oh, we get shot immediately. So I assume Hoffnung probably saw that snapback and was just waiting for us to get that, waiting for us to get contact, really.
Yeah, I do wonder if we had gone and swapped a statue or something, if the outcome would have been different. I can't imagine so. I think we had low chances of success either way.
All right, with that, let's go ahead and move on to the next round. So pretty solid sniping from Hoffnung to start things off. Let's see what he can do on the spy side now. As sorry, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. You know,
It's the same
looks,
mission setup too.
yeah, same mission setup. Pretty, yeah, not too surprising to see that mirrored. We joined it right behind the ST. A little awkward, especially we're in a small conversation circle like this, but probably fine considering it's early game, and yeah, I think this should be okay.
It might get a little bit of attention from someone like Max, who does notice these smaller behavioral things a little more. But yeah, again, as you said, at the start of the game, anything basically seems to be allowable.
Yep. So pretty slow start. We got that 51% progress. ST picks up a briefcase and joins back in with us, so it gets us up to 80%. Um, yeah, so I mean this is looking fairly good, and party's actually been pretty active too. So yeah, I mean I'm feeling pretty good if we're hopped on here. Just yeah, I mean really just comes down to what he's gonna decide for that final mission.
I mean, given there's already been one center inspector, we could possibly try to also do inspects and just make it that 50-50 shot.
Yeah, it looks like we're trying to kill this innocent drink, so maybe we are planning to get to statue soon enough. And our ST is all over those briefcases. Too bad fingerprint is turned off, so not really working out in our favor in any way. Yeah, just joining right back into the same conversation, probably kind of hoping that either the ST or the DA will join in with us, but does not happen.
Yeah, now we're stuck sitting in this useless conversation, and time is starting to tick down.
Yeah, it's ticking down. I think, like honestly, since we have this flirt progress, I think we're okay as long as our DA like finally joins back in conversation. I've seen some horror stories where the DA just will not get in conversation, and it's starting to look like this might be one of them. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
and
also
here's
no
actually,
talk. We woo.
oh, and
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, so the no talk, I think, might have just gotten us highlight, or maybe we're just being guarded there. But definitely on high rise, it seems to be more common than most that DA will just stay out for minutes at a time. So I think getting these inspects might be. Did I miss a purline?
Yeah, right as the no talk was happening, we hit a green purloin. So yeah, yeah, I think if we were being stared down at that moment, we're probably as good as dead. But if not, I mean the fact that we're still alive has got to be good. We're in with the DA, so
Banana
let's see if we
bread.
survive this. I think Max might have us. Oh no, it looks like Alice takes a shot instead, and Max with a 2-0 lead right off the bat. So let's see where that purloin chained to. I think.
Alice was the taker.
Oh yeah. So yeah. I mean, just yeah. It's just honestly just really nice that she could have been in for that contact. Really good party luck and really good play from Hoffnung, just knowing that it was time to go ahead and take the purloin there. So yeah, with that, Hoffnung takes 2-0 lead, and looks like we're moving on to Terrace.
On Max's pick too, which isn't exactly what you want to see happen on your pick.
Yeah, definitely a tough start, but let's see what we can do on Terrace. So Max will be spying as Red Dress in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
It's definitely the benefit of the first to 9 sets in the upper divisions. You can't afford to have a rough start and still have time to recover from it.
Yeah, and Terrace, I mean, it's kind of similar to I want to say it's kind of similar to High Rise in that it's 3 of X. Terrace, at least to me, feels like it's very hard to play on the spy side because it's like one of those venues where it's very unlikely for the AIs to ever complete. So you have to be like, you got to be really tricky about how you get that last mission in.
Yeah, I feel gameplay wise on Spy, it's much more like Courtyard in that way. You've got your guaranteed flirt and contact, and then what's your third mission going to be? And whatever you do, it's often going to be quite exposed.
Yeah, like it feels like it's very easy for the sniper to camp missions, and then just the fact that like everything's taking place in a small area, you can pay attention to behavior, you can pay attention to etiquette. So it's just all that extra pressure on the spy. So I feel like this is kind of one of those venues where like a skill difference can kind of show itself. So go into the bar. I think it's been a fairly active bar, so maybe not a bad idea from Max to maybe go for a purloin here.
I am pretty sure all of these highlights are in fact bar highlights, in which case it's the perfect time to go for a purloin here.
Yep, and we got that flirt progress. It looked like the DA was thinking about joining us, but instead goes to the bar. So not picking up contact anytime soon, but still plenty of time for that. And we delegate our ST, so that kind of has two benefits. Like our ST will be a suspect, and we could also join them again at bar if we really wanted to. But looks like Max instead opting to wait.
Yeah, I think joining them at bar could be extra suspicious for Sniper. I'm not sure how much of a behaviorist
Banana
Hoffnung
bread.
is. The instant contact from Queen. Okay.
Yeah, Kane takes quite of an unsuspected shot, but I assume that he was at least a bar visitor earlier in the game. Um, no, it looks like actually he didn't. So I wonder if maybe the purloin wasn't seen yet, and Kane got shot for something else. It
It
looks to
looks
me
like he
like
was highlight for maybe suspected bug.
yeah, it looks like I mean I could be wrong. I don't think he ever left conversation. He just went for that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, I think that must have just been for bug credit.
Which Max will be taking. That's
Yeah,
nice
very.
to get a little bit closer to evening it up.
Yeah, fortunate turn of events for Max. So see what Hoffnung will do now on the spy side as Bling in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And instant highlight right off the bat, but I assume that was surely an accident, just based off the fact that it happened like within a microsecond of the match starting.
Are we gonna see that corrected?
Not yet. I think at this point in the game, you probably notice you have no reason to lowlight anyone yet. So I feel like as soon as we notice that a non-cast master, or I'm sorry, non-cast member is lowlit, we'll take care of that. But I think this, or maybe yeah, maybe Max just doesn't realize this.
It's
And
always a little bit brutal if you accidentally lowlight the spy, and particularly on something like Terrace, where them
Banana
being
bread.
lowlight is possibly going to be much more of an advantage than another venue where you can bring them up and then still have time to see a hardtail.
yeah, that's a pretty solid contact. It looked like Alice did a BB split, but she gets a low light, so I think maybe she had split right before it. So pretty good contact. Maybe it could have been a little bit better if Alice didn't split there, but nonetheless, we're more than happy to have contact done, half seduce done, and be a low light on top of that. Of course, Hoffnung has no way to possibly know that he's a low light at this point in the game. I know we've seen a lot of games where a low light will just time out, not knowing they're a low light, but we're making pretty good progress. I think we'll at least get to mission win countdown. And that being said, I have seen plenty of games where a low light ends up getting brought back up to a neutral or a highlight, depending on their activity later in the game. So let's see if Max is able to find that.
Yeah, because I think now if Hoffnung delegates, it's going to be much harder for Max to find a correct shot.
Yeah, it looks like we were almost in a kind of a good position to do a reverse drive-by bug, but I think Tapped is maybe just a little too fast to pull that off. Um, Instead, maybe still thinking about delegating, but that timer's got to be expiring fairly soon. Oh no, we do go ahead and delegate to Kane, but since Disney's ahead of him in bar, I don't think this is gonna have enough. I don't think this is gonna take in time.
Well, we have flirt done, but is this going to actually take?
Oh, the timer expired like maybe 1 or 2 seconds before Kane took. That was actually pretty well timed, but didn't come off. And yeah, we have less than 30 seconds. So what's Hoffman gonna do?
I mean, the thing is, he doesn't know he's low lit, so even even if he takes a crash bug to finish, I think this might even be too slow to be able to take the list in time.
Okay, so we go for a direct take, and there's gonna be 1 second of overtime. And yeah, like that's sometimes a good position to do a direct take because the sniper can't see it, but he immediately moved over to where Wheels was. Oh, and yeah, Max just yeah, I guess just a little bit confused by the low light direct taking, and yeah, Hoffnung able to get a win.
That's so tragic though, because that's obviously intending to be a low light onto the ambassador at the start of the game, and then just never got fixed.
Yeah, that I'm gonna be honest, that's one of the more creative ways I've seen to lose a game in some time. It's I mean I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, it's just very unfortunate. Very unlucky because it just happened so instantly, so abruptly, and yeah, you kind of have to feel for Max because like early in what's gonna probably be a pretty long set, you don't wanna have a loss like that. But
Yeah, the issue with that loss is the fact that it might be significantly tilting going forwards.
yeah, I know if it was me, I would be, but let's see if Max can maintain his composure. So Max will be spying now as sorry in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I mean, the Sari pick always implies that this means it's going to be bug terrace, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean always a pretty decent option if you're good, if you're confident with your bugging, then yeah, absolutely. The sniper has a really good vantage point where there's not that many good angles, but a veteran like Max probably knows what to do in those situations.
Yeah,
Ambassador
Max
leaves
is
a
particularly
briefcase.
known for his creative bugs. So I think leaning into that advantage here is very much the way to go.
Yeah, Ambassador left us a briefcase, but General was immediately on top of that. And yeah, Prince is kind of one of those few missions where you can sometimes get that under the radar if the sniper's not really on top of it. But yeah, it looks like that's probably not going to be an option anymore unless the Ambassador decides to leave a lot more Prince around. Very full
We're having quite
conversations
a
though.
Well, yeah, we're having quite a helpful party. I mean, Alice is the only one out, but she's also just completing inspects, which you don't often get civilians completing inspects on terrace. So I think waiting until she's in to contact is very much the right play here.
Yeah, like sometimes, waiting for a particular AI, like that can kind of result in time issues, but yeah, in a rare case like this where someone has completed inspects, you absolutely want them to get as much mission credit as possible because Terrace, like it can be a great mission, or I'm sorry, a great venue for framing. Looks like the DA is headed. Oh, and he is in with Alice, so we're absolutely going to take this contact and see if we can get her shot. No, so actually,
not.
different plans. Taking the flirt instead. Let's see if maybe we join up and and Kane. Kane has been a popular civ shot target. Let's see what he did this time.
He wasn't completing statues, but
He picked up an early highlight for Bar. Maybe he was just getting tunnel a little bit. Okay, he got the one print, and I think
that
he
second one is not where the print was.
yeah, second
I
one is
think.
or go ahead.
Sorry. The second one is the other statue in that pair that the other one would have had the print on, but I guess if Hoffnung miscredited that, then that's a sensible shot.
Yeah, I think probably it was miscredited. We probably thought we were going into the printable statue, and we just like Kane was just looking a little spy-like. And yeah, it's just one of those cases. I think you don't take that shot unless you think like, okay, we're completing a mission here. And so yeah, fortunately for Max, Hoffnung shoots Kane again. So it looks like Max catching up on his pick of Terrace. So moving into the next round, looks like Hoffnung is going to be spying now as Red Dress in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And it's interesting that in that case, delaying contact was the thing that led to civ shots rather than having contact set early, which is often the opposite way around.
Yeah, absolutely, and looks like a mistake on my part. Looks like this is actually Hoffnung's double, so a little unfortunate for him. So let's see what he can do. Maybe he can at least pick up maybe he can pick up a point here on the spy side. So unfortunately, not much progress to get. Finally, our ST does join in with us, so we can get at least a little bit of flirt progress here.
It does seem to have been a theme in this season of SML that people's double picks don't necessarily go to
In the end of
plan.
red.
Oh, and that is about I think a perfect contact. Um, everybody, well, looks like Wheels took a low late, but just about everybody was in, and quite a lot of people in our conversation to get full credit for it.
So yes, this is nice pacing so far. The only issue is that it's quite a quiet party and not very much is going on. There's been, I'm pretty sure, no statue inspectors and very little bar action.
Yeah, I think the ambassador might have visited a statue and left a print for us, but that's really all that's going on right now. I mean, I guess we could get delegated by Wheels right now if we really wanted to, but a little bit of a risky play, especially considering I don't think he was in for the contact.
So yeah, I think Hoffnung's. Looks
Uh,
like now Hoffnung is going and taking that delegate frame.
yeah, so I mean, this could work out. Like, it would look a little crazy if you're the only bar visitor as Wheels and you send the purloin. Okay, no, we take a delegate ourselves, so not going directly for the frame play. Um, yeah, maybe
I
just
think
going for.
that's sending this will be very risky. I mean, for the same reason that it would be a bit odd for Wheels to have sent. It's just been so quiet.
Yeah, I mean, this would be even extra risky considering we were, one of the 5 in for contact. Oh, and no, and we hit the 98% on the flirt, so we're actually in a not as comfortable position as we would hope for. So, like, even if the purloin does come off, Max will have plenty of time to decide whether to shoot us or not.
It would have been interesting with Irish leaving to go to bar if we'd sent Sari at the same time. There would have been a little bit more activity to cover that, but it looks like we've decided against sending the delegate as a way to finish.
Yeah, I think we're maybe just going for a timeout, and just as I say that, we're heading to the statues, so probably going to just go for a late swap. Hopefully it'll be a green, and if it is, I think we still have some chances. Unfortunately, though, the clock is going to hang, and we're going to get some overtime. Oh, and the ST joins with us. What a great ST. So this is looking a little bit better than it was before, at least.
The issue is, though, that with the clock hang, the sniper knows it will be a green. Um,
Yeah, exactly. The only thing he has to parse out is like, did anyone time add? And no, I think the overtime is going to be a dead giveaway. And
Yeah,
yeah,
there was no
Max.
one if someone was going to bar at a similar time, that would have at least split his attention a little bit more. But as it is, that made it quite an easy shot.
Yep, and just like that, we have a tied game, and we're going to move on to Taeyeon. So it looks like this time Max is going to be spying as pearls in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, so Taeyeon probably one of the few venues where it feels viable to play pearls because she is so slow. But oh,
I find
very
oh
go ahead.
dear, we had a little bit of difficulty getting into that conversation. I do
Yes.
find playing pearls an interesting challenge sometimes in optimizing what you're doing where, but it can just amplify any bad luck you have with double agent and seduction targets.
Yeah, completely agree with that. Like you definitely don't ever want to be chasing as pearls. Um I mean, aside from that, I guess she might have some upsides. Like sometimes her I guess sometimes you can do a full inspect in in one cycle if you hit all your greens. But yeah, yeah, a little rough start. Like I know some snipers will shoot you for that failed entry, but Taeyeon, there's so much going on that like I don't think that was being watched. I
Especially
think
in time of chaos.
yeah, especially time of chaos. That being said though, 2:30 and we actually have 0 progress, so Max might want to get busy soon.
Well, our seduction target helping us yet again.
In the end of red.
Yeah, pretty decent fake as well. Um, Looks like we were kind of in a position for a reverse drive-by, but probably not with that sniper angle. Take the innocent drink instead. So Max kind of playing the slow game here, and honestly, just kind of he's noticed Hoffnung has had a couple civ shots, so why not just play slow and just put the other sniper to the test.
Yeah, the fake was a little bit rough in that it lost us a couple of lowlights, which on Taeyeon with only, what is it, 13 minus the cast suspects to start with, it started to narrow down the party a lot. On the other hand, there is Smallman, who went and got center statues early on and is busy schmoovin'.
Yeah, and I like the plan to take the book out. Oh, we take a
In
bug
the end of
right in
red.
front of the sniper. That yeah, let's see what that looked like from the sniper angle here. Oh, that was about as visible as a bug could possibly be. I have to think that was maybe a little bit of action priority mix up.
Yeah, given that we had the bug into immediate contact, I wonder if the contact was in fact what we were going for.
Yeah, I think so. Trying to get credit for the real contact, and maybe we were gonna dump that book. But yeah, another another one falls victim to action priority. So Hoffnung now gonna be the first one to hit the emergency small man button in 3, 2, 1, playing it. So yeah, as you know, small man is extra scary on venues like this. I mean, it's already hard to tell what he's doing, but like on Taya, and he's practically invisible sometimes.
Yeah, the flip side of that is that people will be particularly trigger happy towards you if you do happen to be Smallman. Um, he is a popular civ shot target on Tan for a reason.
Yeah, we're in a pretty good bugging position, but don't opt to go for it. Instead, we go ahead and get this early, 51% flirt. So pretty nice. Always nice to start off with the 51%, put us into flirt range. And this party is quite active, so have to be happy about that as well.
Yeah, it's quite active, but we're not making much use of all this cover to get stuff done. Um, Now would be the prime time to go and get some inspects if that's what we want, or pull a book and start marinating it for later.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I kind of liked Max's decision to go for a book earlier. It kind of feels like transfer is maybe one of the less popular choices on this venue, but in a sense that can kind of make it stronger when people aren't really looking for it. Um, yeah, okay, so we're getting additional flirt, which makes sense, but yeah, probably kind of in a position where we want to start looking for some other mission progress, especially considering the DA is not being very nice and joining in for a contact.
We requested a drink and then just took an innocent one. I wonder if there's. Oh yeah, there is a fingerprint here. But we've also picked up a highlight with just that one partial mission progress, which it could just be because we were Smallman in the back of the venue for a long time, or it could be because Max is already slightly suspicious of us.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the impressive things about Masters level players. Like I don't think I would have noticed that was a fingerprintable drink, but it looks like both players were very much on top of it. Um, yeah, I mean that's surprising if you are simply just highlighting for someone for requesting and taking a fingerprintable drink. Just like that, looks like the DA joins us for what's going to be a really good contact. Lots of people are going to get credit, but
Banana
the
bread.
SDA is out, which is going to look really bad for us.
Yeah, this game is now, it, you know, to Max's eyes, the only people he has to worry about shooting are Smallman, Twin, and Duke, and that narrows down the party a lot.
And it looks like we have another situation where that was probably not okay to take that briefcase. Yeah, I think Hoffnung probably stopped a little short of the window pad. I assume that was done accidentally, but nonetheless, you can't do that. Bex uh, pretty comfortably takes the shot.
Yeah, pathing to it when Ambassador's still within short range of it is a little bit rude.
Yeah, I assume he either didn't notice the ambassador was just standing right there, or he just stopped short of the window pad. Either way, yeah, Max happy to take that one. So looks like we're tied 4-4 moving into gallery, and Max is gonna lead things off, spying as Alice in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
It's worth noting that Max is the person who released the comprehensive briefcase guide as well. Um, so deciding to do briefcase against Max is always a somewhat brave or idiotic, depending on the case decision.
Yeah, that is a good point. That's kind of why I wanted to give Hoffnung the benefit of the doubt that there was some sort of accident in there because yeah, just blatantly breaking briefcase into someone who knows it very well is gonna get you shot every time. And looks like yeah, join in with the ST and we immediately take this book out of green.
I think it's very good timing with all the action that was happening in the front. I think it's quite likely that Hoffnung will have missed where exactly this book came from.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the things I love about Gallery, and I think it really favors, stronger players. Like whoever is probably the most aware of, what's going on in the party, where the sniper's attention might be, like they can make way more use out of Gallery than most other venues. And I think Max is probably looking to do that. So yeah, I'm kind of eager to see if this is going to get dumped or if we're going to take the time to do an action test transfer.
I think, in addition to that, it's interesting on Gallo because it's not actually judging where the sniper's attention is not actually based on the laser much at all because it is all just the one angle. It's much more judging from spy side. Predicting what you would be busy looking at if you were the sniper. Where is Ambassador and where's Toby and the big clumps of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if I'm a sniper, I'm not like honestly, I'm not even really looking at Max right now. He's really
Banana
just sat
bread.
in the same spot in conversation and hasn't done much of anything. And oh, Seek takes a shot very early. Let's see what this could have been for. So I think okay, we probably have bug credit just based off of our positioning and the ambassador passing quite closely. Um, I think we might have taken a fingerprintable drink. Let's see. Not much else that I'm seeing though. Oh, maybe a little bit of an awkward conversation entry. I think that's probably what ultimately got C killed.
Hoffnung obviously giving Max a lot of respect for pacing and what he can get by a sniper.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, maybe a little bit of an early shot. Probably could have maybe looked for some additional progress, but I think he probably just thought he saw a clear etiquette break and just went for it. But yeah, with that, let's go ahead and move on to the next round. And Hoffnung will be spying now as Red Dress in 3, 2, 1. playing it.
Starting off with the traditional follow the ST.
Yep, so a pretty nice start, hitting the green flirt, and yeah, kind of just I mean, if it's gallery, you're probably content to just wait by the ST because, you know, if they leave conversation, you could be chasing them for quite some time. So I really wouldn't blame him if he just timer flirts here.
Yeah, so sunk time into 45 seconds sunk into it now is probably a lot less than we might have to spend chasing ST down later. In addition, this party at the moment is very stagnant, and moving around is probably just going to attract a lot of attention. So I don't mind waiting here at all.
Yeah, so a little bit of activity so far. Some single statue visitors, not too much else really going on though. Actually, quite a lot of the party is just kind of sitting here in this conversation circle, and we would love for the DA to join us, but he bounces away, so fortunately not going to get that good contact that we could have gotten. Oh, and we kind of cheese a little bit, moving a little bit closer to the ST and getting that bug, and I think we got away with that one.
That might be pretty big. I don't know if Max is completely transparent in his highlights, but if we have that buy very clean at all, I think we can just contact and inspect and have a spy game in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good assessment, and there's already been a few statue visitors, so I think maybe going early might, you know, might allow us to just kind of blend in. And yeah, fingerprints also completely viable mission to go for as well. Yeah, we take a really just subtle briefcase print, and ST has left us plenty of statue prints that we can go for anytime we want. So yeah, actually looking really good for Hoffnung this
Banana
game.
bread.
This contact is a little bit rough with the amount of people out. But it's good enough when all we need is one more print from anywhere, and Ambassador has left us plenty of those.
Yeah, so I think honestly, I think if we go for it early enough, I don't think we ever really get shot here because, like, I mean, even if Max has the prints, I don't think we have credit for any other mission. So yeah, I mean, often kind of playing it safe and just kind of waiting a bit. But actually, yeah, since the ambassador joins right next to us, we might as well leave before we get get some additional bug credit, anyways.
There's a slightly awkward move onto the pad, which might be enough. I think Max
Yeah.
is definitely considering it, but I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty solid, clean spy game from Hoffnung. And just like that, looks like we're gonna be moving on to Veranda. So it looks like Max is gonna be starting things off, spying as Kane in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And yeah, I don't know, like just the way this match has gone, I'm kind of surprised to see that we're still tied after 10 rounds.
Yeah, it's felt a little more like it's swung one way and then the other, but in fact, it's just been complete venue ties the entire way through.
Yeah, it has been a little swingy. I think there was maybe 2 sweeps on I believe the first high rise, and there was one other one. But yeah, definitely just kind of swinging back a little bit. Like I'm a little surprised. I think I'm sorry, I think Hoffnung has 3 civ shots, but you know, Hoffnung has been finding the spy wins to kind of make up for it. And yeah, so Max okay, just doing an innocent book read and just kind of finishing up flirt.
I think that with Hoffnung swinging entirely all the way around to guard that, we were A, definitely noticed that books, and B, couldn't do any kind of microfilm. So giving up on that mission there is fine, I think. It might be time to start considering a time ad, though.
Yeah, I would honestly, yeah, I would definitely be in favor of a time ad. Like especially when your opponent has kind of shown an inclination to take early shots on civs, like shots where they couldn't actually even be finishing on a, on a venue like Veranda where there's tons of progress for everyone to pick up. I think time ad would be a great decision. Unfortunately, we pick up a highlight now, so it's going to be that much riskier if we do decide to go for that. But nonetheless, we are finally getting some mission progress and showing that, we're at least going to try to work towards mission win countdown.
Yeah, I think the thing with Veranda is that it can just be so tiring to snipe that if nothing else, time adding here and making it more exhausting for your opponent is just gonna get harder for them as these slightly longer sets go on.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like that, like in terms of overall match strategy, it's good to make plays like that. Um, but yeah, Maxa kind of playing very, very careful, very patiently, doing a lot of doing a lot of non-spy like actions. I would say, like we've done some innocent books, innocent drinks. Just yeah, I think we're maybe. I want to say maybe doing another innocent book, but I have a feeling this one might be a little less innocent. Remains to be seen. Nope, return this one as well.
The thing is, while it's all been innocent, it's all been activity, and we're still one of very few people who have been terribly active, even though we haven't actually been getting any mission progress. So it does still make it harder for us.
Oh, and we do opt to go for a time ad. Probably an okay time to do it. We were near the ambassador. We were near Toby, however, so might have garnered a little bit of attention, but nonetheless, party's been fairly active, so I think we can get away with things like this, and pretty nice little inspect entry here as well.
Finishing inspect's definitely not the second mission that most people would do on Veranda, but it seems like we were completely off screen for that entire statue visit. So
Banana bread.
Hoffnung might not have that.
Yeah, you always gotta love when you can get away with a mission like that. That's usually watched quite closely. And on top of that, we're in for this contact, and we are in this
In for
purloin
this
chain, but
green purloin.
perfect
Yes.
time for a green though. But
We
the
went for a
unfortunate,
bug, which didn't take, but I'm pretty sure that it just looked like one of Kane's talking animations, so I'm not sure how much suspicion we will have for that.
okay, I missed that entirely, so I'm gonna assume the sniper might have missed that as well. We're in. Oh, apparently we get a beautiful reverse drive-by, and somehow that was even with a wrong arm. And I don't know how Hoffnung could have possibly seen that.
He definitely couldn't have seen it because he was zoomed in on list at the time.
Oh, yeah, I think. Yeah, I think maybe. Yeah, from the sniper angle, I think the hand would have been visible. Like from from the perpendicular angle, it would have been invisible. But since Hoffnung was swung out to the right, it actually would have been quite egregious if he had been looking for it. So yeah, just wow, that was like nonetheless that was great timing from Max, and yeah, really nice, solid spy play.
Yeah, I think it was very nicely timed for when Hoffnung was noticing the purloin and busy with other things. It was very nicely played.
All right, and let's move on to the next round. So Hoffnung is going to be spying this time as queen in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Yeah, I mean, so with the way the set has gone so far, it feels like Hoffnung is due for a spy win. So goes
We were.
beating it red swap and kind of does the Lion King, holds it up, right there for the sniper to see. But the fact that we are alive tells me that we just got away with a swap.
Yeah, I don't think Max actually got a chance to look at those statues, and it's it's an extremely risky play, but I think well executed in this case.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I think going for risky plays is generally going to pay off in games like this. So definitely, I definitely like Hoffnung going for that. Um, problem is like we're like anytime you go to a mission site early like that, you're gonna have suspicion. Sniper's gonna pay a little bit of extra attention, see what we're doing for the next, maybe minute or so. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what Hoffnung plans to do about that. Probably just gonna lay low for a bit if I had to guess.
Well, the laying low is made easier by the fact our ST comes back to us, so we can get a bit more progress while still standing right here.
Yeah, definitely a good situation to just go ahead and flirt, and you know, you kind of hope that maybe the that the sniper's just gonna kind of forget about what happened early in the game. You know, like sure we have the highlight for statues, but swap, you know, maybe not. Um, but yeah, with
Yeah,
veranda, like you could get a free mission, but there's still so much to do.
yeah, we're still going to have to do one more mission that the sniper will see. The only question will be, if we could go for fingerprints or something that are just a little bit less likely to make a shot come off on us, then I think we've got pretty good chances.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going with kind of the same strategy that Max went. Just go ahead and finish inspects nice and early. Um, and I mean, I think on veranda that's probably okay. It's not like other venues where it looks really suspicious to get inspects early.
There's so many highlights in this party now from inspectors that we are just blending in with the crowd.
Yeah, and we take a path where I think we might have been given bug credit even though we didn't go for it. So yeah, I don't know. Like it kind of feels like the sniper's attention is just spread a little too thin right now when we could probably get away with quite a bit.
Yeah, letting this timer tick down feels like it's just giving the sniper more of an opportunity to hone in on us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we still got to kill this drink and finish up flirt contact. I mean, honestly, really just one additional mission to find in a pretty comfortable spot. I think like the only thing working against Hoffnung though is like we probably are suspect number one at this point. But yeah, I mean that being said, I do think this is a pretty good situation or a pretty good setup to go for a spy win.
Yeah, the thing is that Max hasn't showed a propensity for civ shots. He is very much waiting for a full mission count. So spending all of this time, chilling, we have to assume that we got away with the swap at the start because we would be dead if we hadn't. And I think if we're just uh, if we were getting mission progress done, which it looks like we finally are with a green purloin, we wouldn't have needed this time ad.
Yeah, green purloin straight into time ad. I'm a little surprised by the. Oh, okay, so it looks like Max was watching us quite closely. I think that was. Let's see here. I think that was right as the list was getting taken. Um, yeah, as soon as the trade became visible, we immediately shoot queen. So Max was just very much on top of that purloin chain.
I wonder now if Max actually did get a brief look at those statues to start with. Initially, it looked like he couldn't possibly have actually seen them.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is possible. I know some snipers, like even when they catch you dead to rights, they won't shoot right away. But yeah, I mean, it is possible. But I think.
He definitely did look at the statues immediately.
Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah, the whole time I thought that Hoffnung was just kind of flying under the radar, but I guess Max was just kind of just waiting for his time to shoot.
Max is just
Um,
a slight jerk. That's all.
yeah, a little sinister, but I mean, in longer matches, you know, sometimes there's advantages to doing that, especially when
Mhm.
players think they're getting away with certain things that they're actually
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Good mind games.
Absolutely. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to the next round. Looks like Max will be spying as Rocker in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And now Max will be happy if he can just split this the rest of the way. But given how volatile the spy win to sniper shot ratio has been, I think we still need to be very much on top of spy. It's less usual that you have a set where there's more spy wins than sniper wins at this sort of level.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I still kind of like the strategy of just kind of sneaking like an early time ad and just kind of letting the AIs do stuff. But probably not really Max's style. I think he likes to get to mission win countdown. And yeah, chasing down the ST, getting some progress, and maybe even gonna do something with the books while we're at it.
Ambassador is taking a little bit of attention. We could have possibly microfilmed then, but just keeping it safe.
Yeah, so we do take this book out. I think, at least on Veranda, this is the first time we actually took a book away from the case, so I wouldn't be surprised if this finds its way into one of the other cases. And we're in conversation circles are looking pretty good. So yeah, we go for a pretty early
Commander
contact.
red.
Like usually at Veranda, you don't like to do this because you want, you want everyone being watched. You want, information overload. But a situation like this, an opportunity like this, you kind of have to take it.
And there's only been 2 lowlights actually taken from it, so I think we did very well out of it. And we just did the white action transfer at the window, which
Yeah, that's definitely an uncommon play.
I think it was pretty much off screen, but we've been having a little bit of laser attention afterwards, so it might not have been enough off screen.
Yeah, kind of uncommon. Like I have to think it's maybe uncommon to do it at least in that specific location, because then like the path from window, you know, straight back to bookcase looks a little suspicious if you're looking for it, I suppose. Um, but I think the reason you can kind of do that on Veranda is like everything requiring the sniper's attention is probably going on that left side of the venue. So probably not too much to worry about. Just kind of getting that little slightly better angle so that if we do accidentally white test, it won't be so obvious to the sniper. And just
And
like
looks
that,
like,
immediately going into green.
yeah, I think this is a good time with Ambassador going over to the right side of the venue. I think this is pretty much all under the radar, the second transfer.
Yeah, so this is like a rare case. Like usually when you hit 2 whites, like you're gonna die at some point. Because, I mean, like white is just a horrible, like very easily to see animation. So like it's bad enough when you hit a transfer, but when you're on your second bookcase, usually you're getting stared down even harder. But yeah, Max is just kind of showing his awareness of the party and like what the sniper should be paying attention to pull that transfer off.
And now the question is whether, we've still got a minute 35. The sniper might well not be looking for a finish yet. Do we just go to the back statues and inspect swap? Or are we going to try and more soft tell our way to victory?
Yeah, I feel like most players would be looking to just go for an inspect swap here. I think there's enough time on the clock that the sniper isn't going to suspect it enough to swing around and look at the statue. I mean, based off of what animation you do, you might get shot anyways. But no, instead just going for just the inspect and oh, nope, going for a second inspect.
Going for a second green swap. So now we just need to find a place to hide while that gets taken.
Yeah, so a pretty nice play. The sniper had already kind of noticed we didn't swap and they got a little comfortable and just move over to the next statue and hit a green swap. Why not? And
And
while we're
now it's a
at it,
low light picking it up, so I don't think there's going to be much attention at all on that statue.
this is kind of clever. We move all the way to the opposite statues so that he has to split his attention between both sides of the venue. So just making it that less likely that he's going to notice a swap. And yeah, Hoffnung not able to find the swap in time, and Max picks up another spy win.
Which is giving him a bit of a comfortable lead now, securing a draw at the very least.
Yeah, absolutely. What was looking like a very close match. Max is finally starting to pull away, and actually he's in a position to snipe for the win. So let's see what Hoffnung can do here on the spy side. So he'll be spying now as Sorry in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Which it's a very big venue to be picking the slowest character of all. So it will take a bit of mindful attention to the party to get our pacing done okay.
Yeah, I think we'll probably have to go for some missions that can be done maybe a little more quickly, like, take advantage of that nice bug. Um, I feel like maybe haven't. Yeah, I think the last time Hoffnung did go for a bug, it worked out really well. So I'd like to see him go for that again. But starting off kind of with a standard flare play, and oh no, it looks like we are gonna leave the conversation and go for some progress.
Yeah, the party is quite active, so making the most of this time is definitely good. Getting that very early statue highlight is slightly less helpful if we're going to try and get any kind of bug.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but I think since Max is going for single statue highlights, soon enough there's going to be a lot of other highlights joining us. So we'll kind of just blend in. I think it should be okay. But yeah, I don't think we want to go for bug anytime soon. At least not do any hardtails anytime soon while we're, one of the few. That being said, looks like we're just gonna head back into this room. Unfortunately, the ambassador blocked us from that second statue, so we only got a little bit of. Oh, we got some nice little bouncing going on. Maybe trying to fish for a low light.
Yeah, our ST is not helping the situation by being so active. It makes it a lot harder to get flat done, and we're already almost at 2 minutes into the game. With just a book in hand now to show for it.
Yeah, looks like I kind of like the decision not to go for the transfer. It kind of looks like there's a lot of people between us and the sniper, but sniper can get a pretty clean angle on that side of the bookcase pretty easily. So yeah, just playing kind of innocently right now. Major downside though is time is not really on our side. So yeah, go ahead and go in for the inspects. Probably a pretty decent decision, but yeah, Max is gonna be watching us pretty closely from now on. Oh, we go for a green swap, and this is quite early for a green. Very eager to see if this is gonna pay off.
Yeah, as one of the few highlights, completing inspects, this seems very risky. I mean, Smallman is going to be picking it up, which is sort of the perfect person, and Max won't be guarding for a swap because we've still got so many missions to go. But at this point, it's going to be down to 2 people.
Yeah, we have to be very careful not to knock out Smallman with our contact. Oh, and that laser is just burning us down right now. It feels like Max knows something. Yeah, he was. Oh, and we take the bug, and Max sees it. So with that, Max finds the win. And what looked like a really close game, Max just pulls ahead, and yeah, I mean, I guess just kind of shows that experience advantage in the end. And yeah, I
I
mean,
think
really,
that's something that's going to show with these longer master sets is just that endurance factor.
yeah, absolutely. And like, there were like plenty of reasons for Max to get tilted, especially starting off 0 and 2. And I think yeah, even like after that 0 and 2, he accidentally low light or low lit the spy within the first like instances of the game. But yeah, you're right. Just kind of having that endurance, having that state of mind, he's able to just even the score back up and pull ahead. So yeah, with that, Max earning his first victory of the season and a pretty important one to kind of move away from that demotion range. So yeah, always an exciting player. I'm excited to see what he does in the rest of the season. And yeah, Hoffnung looked pretty good. I think this was probably the first competitive match I've seen casted of his, and thought he played quite well. For a newer player, and yeah, so pretty good game overall.
Yeah, looks like that'll put Max kind of right in the middle uh, of the division, which is a good safety net.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and
Looks
Hoffnung has been playing well for keeping up in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Master Division. With preseason ending up being so volatile, I think perhaps ended up a little higher than he might have expected from preseason. So, well done for just keeping his head above water there.
Yeah, it's a pretty deep waters here. So yeah, that is not the most fun division to be in, probably, but you learn fast.
yeah, definitely a very difficult division to be in. But plenty of experience, for
Yep.
for the player. And yeah, I mean, and with that, I think that's gonna wrap up our games for today. So yeah, this was the week 5 cast, and if any new players out there are wondering what game this is Spy Party. You can get it on Steam or on I believe spyparty.com, and we have
Yep.
the Spy Party Discord as well. So come and join us for some games.
Yep.
And yeah, with that, I look forward to seeing you next time.
Yep. See y'all later. I think probably another cast coming up next week. All right. See y'all, everybody. Thank you, casters. And goodbye.